Imagine, if you will, this fictional account of real people who brought chemtrails to the public conscious and the type of events they wild have investigated. The year is October 14th, 1999. A crisp autumn wind rolls through the streets of Billings, Montana, carrying the scent of damp earth and burning firewood. The sky above, painted in hues of gold and violet, should be a beacon of tranquility, but tonight, something feels different. Something hangs in the air, unseen by most but undeniable to those who know where to look. A long, low contrail stretches across the horizon, its edges smearing into an eerie haze. To the untrained eye, it is nothing more than exhaust and condensation, harmless wisps against an endless backdrop. But to those who understand, to those who have watched and tracked and connected the dots, this is a sign. A warning. A man leans over his coffee, eyes scanning the evening news. The anchor speaks of an unexplained increase in respiratory illnesses, of farmers noticing aluminum-heavy soil, of strange formations in the sky that linger longer than they should. The man knows what this means. Spraying has intensified. An ominous musical piece plays on the radio. Perhaps it's just his frame of mind. While the rest of the country, possibly the world, waits anxiously to see if the world avoids the Y2K disaster. This contemplative man mulls something more sinister. In a world where whispers are drowned by television static and truths are buried beneath layers of official denial, he has seen what others refuse to acknowledge. He has tracked the flights, compared the patterns, collected the samples. The proof sits in his tattered notebook, each page filled with handwritten calculations, observations, cross-referenced maps. As the music swells, he closes his eyes. They think they can hide it. They think no one will notice. But he does. And soon, others will too.
Yo, Caleb, hold up. Are we talking alien perfume or just some fancy cloud cologne? What's this something you're hyping up? Smells like a plot twist or my mom's overcooked casserole.
Eloise, it's not a casserole. It's a long, low contrail stretching across the horizon, its edges smearing into an eerie haze. To the untrained eye, it's just exhaust and condensation, harmless wisps. But to those who understand, it's a sign. A warning.
A warning. Pfft, what's it warning us about? That the sky's got a bad hair day. Vroom, look at me, I'm a contrail, I'm so spooky. Come on, man, is this a weather report or a sci-fi flick?
It's not a flick. He knows this means the spraying has intensified.
Spraying? What? Like crop dusting for alien aphids? Or is this guy sniffing too much coffee? Bet he's just mad his latte's cold, slurps loudly. Spill the beans, Caleb. Who's this paranoid coffee dude?
He's not paranoid, Eloise.
Ooh, and that Y2K bit. Oh, is this about computers crashing or the sky spraying glitter? It's raining aluminum, hallelujah. Come on, give me a hint. Is this dude wearing a tinfoil hat yet?
No tinfoil hat, Eloise. His proof is in the tattered notebook. It has calculations, observations, and other evidence he collected.
A notebook? What is this? Indiana Jones and the Temple of Chemtrails. Pfft. Dear diary, the sky's being shady again, cackles So. What's next? He gonna call the Ghostbusters for clouds?
I'm ignoring you now. Ahum. Montana, November 8th, 1999. Late afternoon. Consider a field stretching endlessly beneath a sky painted with streaks of silver white. The land is quiet, save for the crunch of boots against frostbitten earth. William Thomas adjusts his coat against the bitter wind, eyes narrowing as he studies the horizon. It's been 2 weeks since he arrived, tracking reports from locals, cattle acting strangely, crops failing in irregular patterns, farmers complaining of an unnatural haze settling over their fields. Across from him, Charlie Morrison, a third-generation farmer, wipes dust from his withered hands. He shifts uneasily, the weight of years pressing into his stance. I ain't one for conspiracy talk, Mr. Thomas, Charlie mutters, nodding toward the sky. But I know my land. And I know when something ain't right. William flips open his notepad, glancing between scribbled figures and the landscape before them. Soil samples collected earlier showed elevated levels of barium and aluminum, consistent with claims from other regions. The skeptic in him wants to dismiss it, calling it environmental drift from industrial operations, but the patterns, the timing, and the geographic clusters are harder to ignore. What changed first? William asks. Charlie exhales sharply, rubbing his chin. Started with the cattle. Won't graze certain patches anymore. Ain't never seen him act like that before. Then the wheat, weird discoloration, stunted growth. And I ain't the only one. Half the county's been seeing the same damn thing. Above them, a plane arcs lazily across the sky, leaving behind a trail that lingers longer than it should. Thomas watches it, expression unreadable. He's spent years documenting claims like Charlie's, some legitimate, others exaggerated, but here, something gnaws at him. I need those samples analyzed outside official channels, he finally says, closing his notepad. I think there's more to this. Charlie huffs a quiet laugh. Just tell me what the hell they're spraying up there. Thomas doesn't answer, not yet. But he will.
Whoa. Cliffhanger much. You can't just leave us with Farmer Charlie and Mr. Notebook staring at the sky like it owes them money. So what's the deal? Are they spraying barbecue sauce up there, or what? Snorts, come on, Caleb, give us the juicy deets.
Seriously, Eloise, it's not barbecue sauce. It's barium and aluminum, and it's affecting the land, the cattle, the crops. This is serious.
Serious? Sounds like the sky's just got a bad case of dandruff. Flaky clouds, man. So what's Thomas gonna do? Start a sky cleaning business? Ha, Chemtrail Busters, call now for a free quote.
Ugh, Eloise, you're impossible. He's getting the samples analyzed outside official channels. The truth is out there, and he's going to find it.
Oh, the truth, huh? Bet it's hiding with my missing socks and Bigfoot. All right, Caleb, I'll let you brood in peace. But if they're spraying anything, it better be chocolate syrup next time. Haha, I'm out. Exit stage left.
Finally. Sorry about that, everyone. Where were we? Billings, Montana, same night, different place. Across town, Richard Fink stands beneath buzzing fluorescent lights in a rented motel room. His laptop dialed into AOL hums softly, dozens of tabs open, government weather patents, historical flight path records, leaked documents that disappear days after surfacing online. He runs a hand through his graying hair, eyes scanning the newest batch of reports. Spikes in respiratory illness. Unusual metal traces in rainwater. A pattern emerging. A knock at the door. Fink tenses. He isn't expecting visitors. You alone? A voice asks through the wood. Fink sighs. It's Derek, a local scientist who agreed, reluctantly, to assist him in analyzing the data. He lets him in, bolting the door behind him. Derek drops a folder onto the table. You were right. Lab results confirmed it. Fink flips through the pages. Barium. Aluminum. Strontium. Elevated beyond standard environmental levels. His breath slows. If this is deliberate, he murmurs, then it's bigger than just Montana. The men exchange a look. Outside, the night is cold and quiet, too quiet. Some truths, Fink realizes, don't get written down. They get erased.
Yo, Caleb, it's me, Eloise. Open up or I'll start singing show tunes. Fa sol la di do. So what's this? Fink's playing hacker in a motel room? Is he surfing the web on dial-up for alien recipes or what? He.
Eloise, it's not alien recipes. Richard Fink is in a rented motel room, his laptop dialed into AOL, dozens of tabs open, government weather patents, flight path records, leaked documents that vanish days after surfacing.
Oh man, is he waiting for the You've Got Mail guy to deliver the conspiracy jackpot? Bong wa bong screech, ee. So what's he finding? Secret sauce in the rainwater?
Not sauce, Eloise. Spikes in respiratory illness. Unusual metal traces in rainwater. A pattern emerging.
Oh, a pattern? Like what, sky plaid? Or is it more like connect the dots for paranoid geeks? Caleb, it's a chemtrail constellation. Call it the Big Dipper of Doom, ha?
Geez, it's not a constellation, Eloise. Derek's lab results confirmed it. Barium, aluminum, strontium, elevated beyond standard environmental levels.
Strontium? Sounds like a villain from a bad sci-fi flick. Does a dramatic voice bow before Strontium, ruler of the skies? So what, Fink's gonna start a sky cleaning Kickstarter now? Bet he's got a tinfoil hat in that motel room.
Ugh. No hats, Eloise. He's realizing some truths don't get written down. They get erased.
Erased? Ooh, spooky, like my browser history after I accidentally ordered 10 pounds of glitter. All right, Caleb, I'll chill. Let's fast forward to that radio bit.
Billings, Montana, November 10th, 2001, midnight. In a dimly lit motel room, the glow of a radio dial casting flickering shadows against peeling wallpaper. Richard Fink leans forward, fingers drumming against the desk as the unmistakable voice of Art Bell crackles through the speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to tell you, but something is happening up there. I've spoken to pilots, I've spoken to researchers, and they all say the same thing. These trails aren't normal. They linger, they spread, and they're showing up in places they shouldn't be. Fink exhales sharply, scribbling notes as Bell's voice continues. And then there's the 1996 USAF report, owning the weather in 2025. If you haven't read it, you should. It talks about controlling the atmosphere, manipulating storms, even using aerosols for military advantage. Now, I'm not saying that's what's happening, but I am saying it's worth asking the question, are we seeing the early stages of something much bigger? Across town, William Thomas sits in Charlie Morrison's farmhouse, the same broadcast playing through an old radio on the kitchen counter. The farmer listens in silence, his jaw tight, his gaze fixed on the window where the night sky stretches endlessly. I remember that report, Thomas mutters, flipping through his notes. It was dismissed as speculation, but some of the patents that followed, they weren't just theoretical. Charlie shifts in his chair. So what are we looking at here? Weather control? Poison? Thomas doesn't answer immediately. Instead, he watches the radio, listens to Bell's voice weaving between static. I don't have the answers, Bell admits, but I do have the questions. And if you're listening tonight, I hope you do too. The broadcast fades, replaced by the hum of dead air. Outside, the sky remains unchanged. But for those who know where to look, the patterns are already forming.
Whoa, Caleb, you're laying it on thick. Patterns forming? What is this, a cosmic knitting club? Pearl 1, Chemtrail 2, and Art Bell? That dude's voice could make a grocery list sound like a thriller. Tonight, folks, are we buying milk or something sinister? Haha.
It's not a grocery list. Art Bell's talking about the 1996 USAF report, owning the weather in 2025. It's about controlling the atmosphere, manipulating storms, using aerosols for military advantage.
Weather control. Gasps, so what, they're making it rain glitter? Or wait, is Charlie the farmer going to wake up to a snowstorm of sprinkles? Huh? Come on, Caleb, is this a conspiracy or a weather app gone rogue?
It's not sprinkles, Eloise. Thomas and Charlie are piecing it together, patents, reports, the broadcast. It's real, and it's serious.
Serious? Pfft, sounds like they're one radio show away from storming Area 51 with pitchforks. Gimme my wheat back, you sky-spraying weirdos! All right, Caleb, I'll let you brood in your creepy motel vibes. But if they're spraying anything, it better be Wi-Fi signals next time. Ha! Ha!
Ugh, I need a vacation. Okay, folks, where were we? Beyond the fiction. A quiet laboratory, fluorescent lights humming softly, the faint scent of chemicals in the air. A scientist, meticulous, methodical, examines data on a glowing screen, each line of evidence carefully catalogued, each hypothesis tested and retested. They are not here to chase shadows or indulge in mystery. They are here for truth, the kind that holds up under scrutiny, the kind that doesn't collapse under the weight of speculation. Science is a framework built on rigor, not suspicion. And when it comes to chemtrails, the scientific consensus has been firm and unwavering. The contrails that linger. Those wispy streaks across the sky? Condensation trails, ordinary water vapor freezing into ice crystals at high altitudes, left behind by jet engines. They persist based on humidity, temperature, and wind patterns, not secret chemical dispersion. The notion that their behavior proves anything nefarious? Unfounded, because physics explains it. The heavy metals in soil. Aluminum, barium, strontium, metals that conspiracy theorists claim are raining down from aircraft. And yet, soil samples reveal no anomalies beyond natural variations. These elements exist in the Earth's crust, in industrial emissions, and countless everyday sources. No widespread atmospheric program is needed to explain their presence. The 1996 USAF report. Owning the weather in 2025. A military white paper, a thought experiment, not a blueprint for covert operations. Weather modification exists in the form of cloud seeding, a practice used for decades to encourage rain, but controlling the sky on a global scale? Scientifically infeasible. The respiratory illness clusters. A spike in health issues? Disturbing, yes. But tied to aerial spraying? No evidence supports that claim. Air pollution, industrial toxins, seasonal pathogens, these factors have real consequences that science can trace, predict, and address. Chemtrails? A theory built on correlation without causation. The whistleblowers who never were. Anonymous claims, leaked documents, self-proclaimed insiders, none have provided replicable data. No credible aviation expert, military scientist, or atmospheric researcher has ever produced verifiable proof of a deliberate spraying program. The conspiracy thrives on gaps, on uncertainties, but science thrives on verification. And so, the story told before, of men chasing patterns in the sky, of farmers fearing unseen forces, was just that, a story. A story woven from distrust, shaped by unanswered questions, sustained by imagination where evidence fell short. Science does not dismiss the unexplained. It investigates, tests, refines. And in the case of chemtrails, the answer is already clear. The mystery exists, not in the skies, but in the human mind, the place where questions sometimes refuse answers. And yet, people still follow. They look up at the sky, tracing patterns in the clouds, watching contrails stretch into the horizon, lingering longer than their instincts tell them they should. If it's just vapor, why does it behave differently? If the official explanations hold, why do some pilots, mechanics, and researchers hint at something more? The questions remain, unshaken by the weight of scientific dismissal. Imagine the unanswered questions. Why were patents filed for aerosol dispersal technologies decades before chemtrails became a mainstream theory? Why do reports of heavy metals and rainwater seem to cluster in areas with frequent flight paths? If governments have historically experimented with weather modification, could it be possible that something is happening beyond public scrutiny? The truth may be settled in scientific circles, but for those still searching, the horizon remains an open canvas, one filled not with definitive answers, but with whispers, doubts, and the stubborn refusal to let the mystery die. These are the real people who drove the search for truth of chemtrails in this fictional account. William Thomas, a journalist who helped popularize the chemtrail theory in the late 1990s. He claimed that unusual contrails were evidence of secret government spraying programs. Art Bell, a late-night radio host who frequently discussed chemtrails on his show, amplifying the theory to a wider audience. Richard Finca, another early proponent who posted theories online, contributing to the growing belief in chemtrails.